it is a heck of a way to start off 2024 with this interview. It's something that you are going to sit down, and if you have any questions, you're going to want to get in touch with this person. She is an expert. She is an entrepreneur, Proctor Gallagher licensed coach, expert life coach, business strategist, and also an expert at manifestation. Her name is Helia, and we're going to welcome her to the show today. Good afternoon.
Hi, Rashad. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Like I was just saying in the opening, this is a very important time. Not only is 2024, it's been crazy years the last 6-7 years, and people have, it seems to have lost faith, I would say, not only in the economy, but jobs, just the way of living. I have not seen too many people make vision boards this year as far as social media is concerned, and that's something new, because here we talk about motivation, we talk about manifestation, things of that nature, um, meditation, everything that you need to continue in this life that is pretty hard at sometimes. You are a life coach and you are also a meditation coach. Have you seen some of this transpire, and how are you um, positioned to kind of get people back on track?
Yeah, that's a great point, and I agree with you. I think I can tell from what I see around me and people I live in Toronto, Canada, that there is more people are facing more hardship as of maybe 2020, beginning of COVID, which seems like too long time ago, but I feel like the after effect is still here, economically, financially, and a lot of people are still struggling, and that's the reality of the world. But what I have learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, and what I have implemented in my life, and I teach my clients, is not to focus on what is not working, because by us giving more attention to what is not working, we're just going to make it bigger and bigger. I'm sure you agree with that whatever you give more focus on, it grows and it expands. So sure, there are things in the physical 3D world that are not working, but how do we fix that? Do we give it more energy? Do we think about it more? Or do we focus on what is working? Let me see, what do I have? What can I work on? What can I improve in my life? And focus on that. So it's a choice. It is absolutely a choice. Look at cup half full or half empty. Both valid, but which one do you choose? And what I always tell my clients is that in every economy, you see people who are thriving and people who are having a hard time. Doesn't matter. In best economies, there are still people who have a hard time. And in the worst economies and recessions, we see so many times that new businesses, new startups coming to fruition, new millionaires we see. So it doesn't have to do with what is going on outside of you. And this can be a very controversial message for someone who's really struggling right now. But I want to remind your listeners and your viewers that you have all the power within you. If you give your power to the outside and to the economy and what is not working, you feel so powerless and there's nowhere to go from there. We have to learn, and this is one of the things that I teach, we have to learn to go within. You gave some examples of manifestation, meditations, vision boarding, all kind of these tools that we have. We have to go within and create our life from within. We cannot look at outside and circumstances and whatever is happening around us and improve our life. It's not going to happen. Creation always starts from within. And we have all the tools and all the power because we have our marvelous mind We just have to learn how to think, how to not to react to the outside event and circumstance, how to use our imagination to create the world that we want, shift our vibration. There's just so much I can teach. I can go from here to wherever you want me to go, but the point is, sure, there are some times in life, period of times, and this is life. It's we live in an orderly universe that is based on laws. One of the laws is law of rhythm, up and down. And we might be at the down now, but it's not going to stay there forever because it's life, it's nature. Spring always comes after winter. But while we are there, we don't want to give it too much focus and attention. We're going to look forward to that. We're going to look forward for the spring and really use the tools that we have, including some of the things that we just talked about briefly: meditation, visualization, imagination, and so much more.
So there are actionable steps that people can take in order to turn that switch on or off, positive versus negative. As far as the actionable steps, I know I just watched one of your videos, and it's amazing when you really think about it. It's playing in the back of my head as we're talking. One of the actionable steps that you said was to love yourself. Not only love yourself, but to love on yourself. Can you briefly explain that?
Yes, yeah, that's a recent video that I posted because of some personal things that I've recently been going through. And I realized that I really, really realized how self-worth is important. We talk about self-love so much. So many people talk about love yourself, and I definitely talk about that too. But it's just a different terminology I want to bring right now is self-worth. Whatever that you are experiencing in your life right now, materially, in your relationship, your friendships, everything and anything that you're experiencing in your life is a reflection of your internal self-worth. If you feel worthy enough, you will be a millionaire because you see yourself there already. You have no doubt that you are worthy of having millions of dollars in your bank account. So feeling of self-love and self-worth, it is not being selfish at all. Everything starts from the self. I always give this example and I love it. Like, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Because some people say, oh, it's very selfish that you just think about yourself. Look how much people are suffering in this world and how many things are happening in this country and that country. But how can I help other people in my environment or other countries if I feel miserable and if my energy is low and if my vibration is not at the best? I cannot, because I'll be an empty cup. So the first thing every human being needs to do, if you're someone who want to live, who want to help the other people, who want to make a difference in this world and who want to uplift other people, you have to first start loving yourself. Absolutely loving and adoring yourself. Again, Bob, my mentor, says, wake up in the morning and kiss your hand. Say, I love you. Because when you understand who you really are, who you truly are, the soul that you are, then you understand loving other human beings because we are all the same. Because our essence is the same. We are all soul. We are all energy. We are all of God, of that higher intelligence living in this physical 3D world. So the journey of spirituality, personal development, doing better in your life, becoming a millionaire, helping other, contributing, everything that you want to achieve and be and do starts from loving yourself, really understanding who you are. Bob always says you are the highest form of creation, and I absolutely love this sentence. We are the highest form of creation. If you look at all the other animal kingdom, We are the highest form of creation. We are literally creators. We are, I dare to say, we are gods and goddesses in this world because we can literally create with our mind. The chair that I'm sitting on, the chair that you are sitting on, the monitor, the laptop, the iPhone, the phone, cell phone, whatever that you are using and having, all the material things that we are enjoying and loving, they started from someone's image and mind. Someone thought about something first, and then they created it, and then they manifested it in the 3D physical world. We are that powerful that we can create from our mind. No other life being can do that, at least as far as we know, and on this planet and planets around us. I don't know what else is out there, but as far as we know, we are the only creatures that can literally create like God. We can create. So we are powerful, and when we understand how powerful we are, we start loving ourselves, appreciating ourselves, raising our self-worth, raising our standards. Then we can become our fuller self, and then we can start manifesting more, and then we can help others.
Yes,
We can
yes, yes.
never be of service if we are struggling about paying our bills or our rent or our mortgage. We cannot be of service to other human beings if we are concerned about how much grocery I'm spending on. We cannot. So the best thing to do is to start loving yourself and raising your self-worth and wanting more for yourself, wanting more money. And I always say to people, because so many people, I believe, have negative limiting beliefs about money. I would say 99% of people
Right.
limiting beliefs in one way or another. Either money is root of all evil, or money is bad, or it's hard to make money, I cannot, or I have it and then I lose it, or it's just so many blocks that people have. And first thing we need to understand is that there's nothing wrong with wanting money. Actually, money is neutral. Money is just an amplifier. If you are a good person, it can help you do more good. And if
Right.
you're a bad person, unfortunately, it can help those people to do more bad things, create atomic bombs or things of that nature.
Definitely. Um, Speaking on the self-worth aspect, that is so important. And I have a visualization that I want to share. It's basically a quote from you, and it's so powerful. You said that if a person was to go make toast in the morning and it was burnt, they may turn around and say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put jelly on it and I'll eat it. But if they had company over, no way they're going to give them that burnt piece of
Mm-hmm.
toast. So that's a show of self-worth. You are not to eat the toast either. Do you value that person more so than you value, yourself? I just thought that was a nice visualization to show your point, to bring your point home.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, and thanks for watching my videos. Seems like you really watched my stuff, which is great. Yeah, I love that because that's so true, and that applies to so many people. And maybe someone hears that right now and they just realize, oh, that's what I do.
Yeah.
And like, I eat that thing that is not very fresh, but I would never put it in front of my guest. So that's something that we all can learn. And I am all about, I love manifestation. I love woo woo stuff. I love energy. I love crystals and all the woo woo thing, but I'm all about actionable steps too. So this is something that we can all take and start implementing as of right now. So
Mm-hmm.
the next time that the toast is burned, put it out there for birds or squirrels if you don't want to put it on waste, but don't eat it. Don't do something to yourself that you wouldn't do to someone else. And on a deeper level, um, about the same subject, self-worth, is how much we criticize ourselves, like how hard we can be to ourselves. And sometimes we don't even realize because it's our inner conversations. Neville Goddard has a book and he talks about inner dialogues. Our inner dialogues, usually, if we are not aware, if we are not on this path of personal development, it's so negative. If we make a small mistake, watch how negative your inner conversation become. Like, oh my God, I'm such a loser. I'm such a failure. Why did I do that? Oh my God. Oh my God. We are so harsh and judgmental and critical of ourselves. And we would never do that to someone else. If a friend comes to us and say, I made this mistake, we would be so kind and so comforting to them. We would be like, that's okay. You're a human being. You made a mistake. So what? But we're so harsh on ourselves. So that's another thing we can learn to raise our self-worth. And again, for me, manifestation doesn't matter what you want to manifest, millions of dollars or billions or relationships, it all comes down to the level of your self-worth. And we can always raise our self-worth, always.
I believe so too. I can't sometimes I can't put this the show. I actually have a brand, and what it is about. I can't really put it into words, but the Millionaire by Morning aspect is about changing your mindset. Like, you know, it's really, when you look at it, money is nothing but a measure, you know. And if you know your self-worth, if you know that you can actually go out here, and I put a number on it, like if you have 5,000 widgets and you sell them for $200 a piece, you know, or you're a millionaire. It's simple math, because you know, we have the internet. We have
Mm-hmm.
You can have 5,000 followers on Facebook. So basically, it's just a mathematical expression that you have to solve at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that much thought into it. It's just the fact that, do you really want to make it happen?
Mm-hmm.
And with that, it's really just money. But how much money do you need to make your dreams come true, to do what you want to do? So what does that
Mm-hmm.
measure look like? So if you can manifest that, what your dream life is, what your dream goal is, and reverse it, it basically comes down to a simple math equation that you can put together and make happen. So I try to change people's minds from that site, reverse engineering, and just do the math, and manifest what it is that you want. So that's kind of how I operate, and that's what this
I
show is
love
about.
that.
So
I love the reverse engineering because it's so, sometimes people say, um, everybody wants to have more money, right? You're never going to meet someone who says, well, maybe you do, but very rarely that I don't want more money. People want more money, but sometimes they're just very vague. They don't know how much they want. Or sometimes they say, I want to become a millionaire, but then there is no vision behind it. Like, okay, let's say you're a millionaire. What are you doing with your money? So you're actually reverse engineering, thinking about how my life is. What am I spending the money on? What am I doing? Which brings it more to reality, because you need to know the amount of money that you want. How are you spending it? How is your life? How does your life look like? How does it feel to have that amount of money? It is not just about wanting a million of millions of dollars. It's about, how do you really connect energetically, vibrationally? How do you connect with that amount of money? What kind of lifestyle you're going to have? You have to really be able to connect with that lifestyle and see the things that you're doing, you're having, you're being, your activities, the material things. The more you connect with that, the faster the manifestation um, becomes real.
there it is. I wanted to paint that picture, because
Mm-hmm.
you have to almost hold it in your hand, per se. You know, um, so the whole being of I am, that's a very important um, thing to tell yourself, right? As you are now, not that I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to be, I will be, but it is, I am is a form of manifestation.
Yes, always I am, because the mind because we are working with the subconscious minds.
Mhm.
One of the most important thing that I teach people is that we do not manifest from our conscious mind. That's why people say, I want millions of dollars, and they do all these vision boards. But if you do not change your subconscious programming, which Bob calls paradigm, if you do not change your subconscious, you cannot manifest anything. We manifest from our subconscious mind, not the conscious mind. And the subconscious doesn't know the difference between future, past, and present. The subconscious doesn't have time. Subconscious is the universal mind. So we know that time applies to this planet. The universe, the timing doesn't apply to the universe, and the subconscious is part of that universe. So there is no timing for the subconscious. So everything is now, 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 present moment. And therefore, when we say our affirmations and when we say our visualizations or goal, when we say our goals and we repeat these things, we always say it in the present moment as if it's already done. Again, it's a book from Neville Goddard, which is so amazing. He talks about you have to act as if your wish is already fulfilled. If your wish is already fulfilled, what would you say? Like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have this much money in my bank account. I'm so happy and grateful now that my business is generating this much every month. Everything is in the present moment. Because it is, if you think about it, everything is energy, right? That's
Right.
scientifically proven. This is maybe a few years ago, people didn't believe in that, but we know that everything is energy. If you put everything, even a concrete block under the strong microscope, you see that it's moving. Everything is energy. Energy is not destroyed and nor created. Energy just is, has always been, will always be. And everything is made of energy, including me and you and all the material stuff. So if you think about it, what you want, which is also energy, no matter what it is already here because energy just is. One powerful short sentence that I love: creation is already done. So it might be this is a little bit of a deeper concept, but just bear with me for a few minutes.
Okay.
Creation is already done. So think about, I'll give you a tangible example. Like when Wright brothers invented the airplane for the first time, everything that they did, first of all, they were bicycle mechanics. They didn't know anything about airplanes. Bicycle mechanics. They created, they built, they invented airplane. The knowledge, where did they get the knowledge from? They didn't go to another planet or another country to grab the knowledge or go to another university in another planet. The knowledge was here already. They just tapped into it. They wanted it. They focused on it. They believed in it. So they could tap into that energy. They visioned it. They could tap into that energy. And the material, where do they get the material? The material has always been here. They didn't go again to another planet to bring the material to create the airplane. So everything, the knowledge, the material, everything in order to create an airplane, always been here. Just this happened that these two brothers decided, made the decision to do that, and they went for it and they did it. Anyone else 100 years before them, they could do that. Anyone else 100 years after them, they could do that. And that applies to absolutely anything. Creating cell phones, creating laptops, everything that is going to be created and invented in the future. The knowledge is already here. It's just a matter of who is going to make a decision that I am going to do it. I believe in this thing 100%. I'm going to tap into this energy. Doesn't matter how many times I fail, I'm going to go after it. That person is going to be the creator and inventor of that thing.
Wow.
And so that applies to everything in our individual life. Whatever that you want, whatever that you're thinking, money, business, jobs, material stuff, house, mansion, cars. If you can think it, if you can see it in your mind, it means energetically it already exists. It
You
is
know,
here.
that's, that's there's so many cliches that float around that I guess people don't take serious. If you dream it, you can be it.
Mhm.
Things like that that you hear growing up as a kid, and it's just little cliches, and it's crazy because those little cliches are true. You know, the Nike commercials and the Michael Jordans and dream big. All of the little slogans. It's amazing because it's true. Then you have the
Mhm.
people that wrote the books. They know it to be true because that's how they got there. Writing books about millions. Um, I was listening to a guy by the name of Tim Bilyeu, and it's the first time I got into mindset stuff and manifestation stuff. And he said, I was watching this YouTube, that the movie The Matrix is a true story. The way that their mind became blank and then they just put whatever they wanted to back into it. It's just a blank slate. You can make it a blank slate and then fill it up with what you want to have in it. And ever since
Mhm.
then, I started studying works of the mind, manifestation, and it has totally blew my mind. Some of the things that how powerful our minds really are.
Mhm.
We don't use it to its fullest capability at all.
No, we use what, 10% at the most?
Right,
And
right.
another cliche that you say, it's Bob's saying, if you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your hand. And it's so true because everything is energy. Like he gives this example of ice and water and steam. It's the same energy, different frequencies, and it looks different. If it's dense, it looks like ice. If you melt it, it looks like water. And if you give it more heat, it will turn into steam. But at the end, it's all the same atoms, same energy. And it applies to everything. So everything is energy. And if you are seeing it in your mind, you can have it in your hand, means when you're seeing it in your mind, it's an energy you are seeing in your mind. So that energy is not dense enough yet to see it in a 3D world, but it will be if you keep practicing manifestation practices.
If you could put a definition to manifestation, just a a quick sentence or two, what would that be? Just to define manifestation for someone who, let's say, this was their first time hearing about
That's a really great question. And you know what? I was just thinking about it just recently, just a couple of days ago, that if someone hears this for the first time and they ask, what does it mean? What does that really mean? And to me, manifestation means, so we are always manifesting, meaning we are bringing things into physical world. Like we want to have a job, we go to university, we put on a resume together, we apply, and we have that job. That's a manifestation. Now, the majority of people manifest by default, meaning they don't know how much power they have in their mind. So they just go by the book, do whatever other people, society tell them to do, apply for this job, study this, go here, go there, and they do it. But when you learn the power of your mind, you can manifest intentionally, meaning you can have the job that you want at the company that you want with the best salary possible for your position, because you learn how to use your mind to bring that thing that you want more specific to what you really really want, and easier. So easy is also another thing for manifestation. Again, we are always manifesting, we are always achieving goals, But when you learn the manifestation powers and the power of the mind and working with the laws of the universe, you make things happen easier in a more in flow way,
Mm-hmm.
um, and faster. So faster, easier, better, because you learn the mind and you learn the laws of the universe and you work with the laws of the universe, not against them. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, yes. For people, well, let me put it another way. Is the law of attraction and manifestation the same thing?
So, law of attraction is just one of the laws of the universe. There are so many laws of the universe. I think my mentor Bob Proctor said there are 9 laws. Now, more and more people are inventing more laws. I don't know about these new laws, but law of attraction is just one of the laws of the universe. And this universe is, if you think about it, there is so much order in this universe. If you look at just our planet, just the change of the seasons, how beautiful the trees and the plants go to sleep and die and lose their leaves. Spring comes, they bloom again. And this happened year after year after year. And if every human being just take a second to think about it, like what is behind that? There is so much intelligence, so much order behind what is happening in our planet alone. And now look at the whole universe, look at the galaxy, the movements of the stars and planets. It's just so orderly. There is no doubt there is a higher intelligence, whatever you want to call it, God, whatever you want to call it, universe, behind this whole thing. And so this whole universe is based on the laws that more and more we are becoming aware of these laws. Law of attraction is just one of these laws. And actually, it is a secondary law. It is not even a primary law. The primary law is law of vibration. So what we just talked about in this podcast, that everything is energy, and if you look at everything on a under a strong microscope, you see the movements of the atoms and energy, vibration. So that's called the law of vibration. This whole universe, this whole planet Earth and everything in it is constantly moving and vibrating. Nothing is staying still. Again, even if you look at like a piece of rock or stone and you think it is still, you look at it under a device, you see it's moving. So law of vibration is the primary law. And based on how you are vibrating, where you are vibrating, where is your energy level on a scale of happy to sad, expanded or limited, wherever your vibration is, you're going to attract. Now we're talking about law of attraction based on your energy and based on your vibration. So law of vibration is the primary law. Everything vibrates all the time. We live in an ocean of motion, literally. And then based on how we are vibrating, we are attracting things. We're attracting people. We're attracting events. Sometimes people attract someone that is horrible and they say, I never attracted them. I never wanted someone horrible in like that in my life. Maybe you didn't want someone like that consciously in your life, but deep down you are vibrating on a similar level. In somehow there is something negative, something nagging, something on a lower frequency level that attracted that person to you, unfortunately, unconsciously. And it's so beautiful because if you look at it this way, the whole universe is the mirror. Whatever is happening in your life, including your finances, if you're struggling, it's just a mirror of where you are vibrationally. So we're going to learn where we are vibrationally, and we're going to learn how to raise our vibration. And there are so many more laws. There's the law of polarity. We live in a universe that is based on polarity. There's law of rhythm. There's just so many other laws, but yeah, the law of attraction is different from manifestation. Manifestation is learning to use the power of your mind and all these laws of the universe to create by purposefully instead of default, to create more purposefully, to really create the things that you want, the relationships you want, the money that you want, more purposefully instead of just going by the flow.
I got it. I got it. Actually didn't know that, but I understand that. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Hope the listeners, that was a good question for the listeners and answer. So if you have someone, do you have qualifying questions when it come to your program? Like, can someone disqualify themselves from being in your program because maybe they're too negative or they're too far gone or you just simply can't help them?
That's such a good question. Yes, the only thing that would disqualify someone from taking my program and working with me is that they are not open and ready to change. That is the only thing, because if you are open to change, then I can take you from not believing anything to believing a little bit, to believing a little bit more, and to believing fully in yourself. Some people are very resistant to change. Some people are not, and I tell them, you're going to go through this program and your whole life is going to change. My whole life changed. My personality changed, my character changed, my relationship changed, my business changed, like day and night, everything changed. And that scares some people. Some people are not ready to change. You know why? Because that's the mind. It's not the true self that is scared of change. It is the survival system that is scared of change. Because the mind, our mind, if we are not careful, it can actually be our worst enemy. Why? Because it's like a supercomputer, the smartest computer on the planet Earth, that is main purpose and main job is to keep us safe and alive.
Wow.
Our mind job is not to make us happy. Our mind job is not to fulfill our soul. Our mind's job is to keep us safe, happy, survival system. Be careful with the lion, be careful with the recession, be careful with this and this. Where is the danger? And that's why we're always looking for the worst case scenario, the majority of people, if we are not aware. Always looking for the worst case scenario. What can go wrong? That's the default of the mind, is what can go wrong so I can save, keep you alive and help you survive. And one of the things that is against survival is the change. That is why people hate their job, but they stay in the same freaking job year after year after year, because the mind is so scared of change. Change means not being safe. Change is against survival. The mind, your mind wants to keep you in the familiar situation. And again, that's why people are in relationships that are not fulfilling and they're fighting all the time, but they still stay together because it's the familiar. So answering your question, if someone comes to me and they're very close-minded, I don't work with them because I know that they're not going to change. If someone is close-minded and they absolutely refuse everything I say, well, there's no point working with them, and that's totally fine. You cannot force people. Everyone is on their own journey, and everyone has to go through their life learning and growing on their own, you know.
That's something. That point you just made about just survival. I did hear the other day that the human mind has, I think it was like 50,000 thoughts in one day, and
Yeah,
more than half of them are negative thoughts.
more than half, definitely.
That's that's something, but it's programming. And like you just said, we're just programmed that way. And people just don't want to let go. They don't want to try new things.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't. Um, is there a way to, if you are a person, let's say if you are a person that was just, you know, didn't have a good relationship with money from child's age, you know, parents didn't show good relationship with money. You know, you grew up listening to, I don't know, the blues and country music and sad songs, and you just had a negative aura, you know, kind of coming up in life. And then you hit a point to where you're attracting the bad relationships, or you're attracting the worst type of jobs. Um, how do you hit that switch? Where do you start? What can a person start to like just turn it around from being brought up in a negative aspect to trying
Hmm.
to make a positive vibration?
Hmm. If I want to give an honest answer, which I do want to give an honest answer, as much as that might annoy some of your listeners and viewers, but I
It's
have to
okay.
be honest.
That's what we want.
Someone in that situation, they need to get a mentor. They need to get a coach. They need to work with someone who can guide them because there is a lot to cover. There is a lot of programming that needs to be changed. And there are a lot of self help books that they can definitely read, and so many YouTube videos that they can watch. And maybe things start to shift a little bit after many years and many videos and many books. But the fastest, easiest, most certain way that someone can change all their programming, no matter how they've been brought up, no matter how horrible they passed up until now has been, anybody, I believe that anyone absolutely can change, no matter how your life has been up until now. You can change absolutely everything, all areas of your life. You can start manifesting money if you learn the mind, but you need a coach, you need a mentor. Like how much you can learn on your own. We all have blind spots. I have a mentor, my mentor has a mentor. Everyone successful, all if you look at in sport or any area of life, really successful people who are thriving, they all have coaches and mentors, because again, we all have our own blind spots.
I agree. I agree 100%. And that's a good segue going into your coaching program and what it is that you do and provide. What does your ideal client look like? Or I guess I could say dream client, but who do you
Mhm.
prefer working with? What do they appear to look like as
Yeah,
far as
that's a good question.
demographically?
So demographically, well, I mean, it can be, so Bob says, so first of all, the things that I teach is Bob Proctor's teachings. And if your listeners don't know about Bob, and I keep saying Bob, Google him, Bob Proctor. You'll find out a lot of information about him. He was one of the people who talked in the movie The Secret, which came out, I think, 20 years ago. It was a documentary, the first mainstream thing about the law of attraction and manifestation. And I took his programs that changed my real estate business when I was in real estate. And that's how I became really fascinated about his teachings. And the more I loved his teachings, the more I hated real estate. And at some point, I decided to switch completely, which was about 3 years ago. I made a decision to become a coach and teach his material, his teachings.
Okay.
Yeah, and he has done that. His teachings and his material and his courses has been around for decades. He has changed so many lives, people's, individuals, corporations, um, and made people make millions and billions of dollars in so many different corporations, including some of big ones. But so the program I teach is online, which is Bob Proctor's program, but I teach the program, so I facilitate the program. Anyone from anywhere on this planet, they can join and take the program. It's a 6 months online program with lifetime access. And again, that's one of the things that Bob says, that every human being on this planet need this information, because every human being on this planet need to learn about the mind and the power of the mind and the laws of the universe and how we can manifest and create our life. So anyone who is willing and open to learn, to grow, to change, anyone who is willing and open to change and grow, they can be someone that I can work with. The only person, again, that I don't work with is people who are very close-minded and not open to change. And this program is a goal achieving program. It helps you to achieve any kind of goal you have. It helps you manifest money, manifest jobs, manifest businesses, manifest relationships. Some people help them to manifest and improve their health even. So that's what I do. And I also offer free events once in a while. And I have a free event coming up. I don't know when this video is going to be posted, but I do it once every 2 months. My next one is from February 5th to 10th. And it's a free live event, only 1 hour a day. It's called Accelerate Your Money Manifestation, which I think is great for your viewers because it has to do with money. And yeah, it's on a Zoom call. It's absolutely free, and I share a lot. So people are more than welcome to join, and I can send you the link later.
Yeah, send me the link. I like to put it in the show notes. Also, this will come out before February. It'll hit YouTube and the podcast, so it'll be extra promotion for you. And it's about manifestation, money. Is that correct?
Yes, Accelerate Your Money Manifestation. It's all
Okay.
about manifestation, is all about understanding what is it that you really want and how to manifest money no matter what you are doing, no matter which industry you are in. I'm going to talk a lot about the subconscious mind. I'm going to talk about the paradigm. What is the paradigm? What is stopping you from having more money in your life? And yeah, I'll share and teach about the laws of the universe. I go more in depth in different laws, and it's all about money, manifestation, and how to accelerate that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect for
Mhm.
my viewers.
Mhm. I think
So
so.
where can where can my viewers find you, or anyone who watches this video, where's the best place to look you up?
Yeah, I have recently started my YouTube channel, and everything is under my first name and last name. So my YouTube channel is Helia Oghani, and I'm on Instagram, Helia_Oghani. I'm on Facebook, Helia Oghani, and LinkedIn, Helia Oghani. So all these platforms.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Anyone that's listening to this has been a very informative interview. Like, there's a lot of things that I didn't know, a lot of questions that I wanted to ask for myself. And hopefully, anyone else out there who wanted to listen in on manifestation and kind of get that going in your life, this is the perfect episode for that. I want to thank you very much for coming on to the Millionaire by Morning show today and giving us all of these great jewels and gems.
Thank you so much for having me. It was fun. Thank you for your amazing questions.
Oh, not a problem. I'm going to watch some more of your content, so keep it coming. The shorts and
Mhm.
the reels. Okay. You're doing a great
Definitely.
job.
Thank you so much, Rashad. Thank you.
All right. Have a great time and much success to you in your future.
Thank you. You
Bye bye now.
Bye now.